Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to Jolly Good News Report. It's time for some good news. Would you agree? Let's get it on. You have only just a minute. I have only just a minute. We've only got 60 seconds in it. Forced upon us. We can't refuse it. We didn't seek it. We didn't choose it, but it's up to us to use it. We must suffer if we lose it. Give account if we abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. So welcome to this week's edition. We want to give you some good news to help you get through this week and grow and go to the next level in the midst of the week. Even in the challenging times, it's possible to get you some good news that will help you to have greater success. So let's talk about this week's show and what I want to share with you. Got some exciting things to share with you. Before we get started, I need you to do me a favor, as I ask every week for you to do. I ask you to start a watch party right now. Boom, hit watch party, watch party. Tell everybody, lottie-dottie, everybody, it's a watch party time. And so start a watch party, then share this, like it, and if you're on Facebook or YouTube and you've seen a replay, then subscribe so that you get updates whenever we're launching something. We want to make sure we grow our community, grow our network, grow our family. Hey, family. So start a watch party. You know, every week I do a couple things. One, I get you fired up with something good from one of my books. This is my book, It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life. This is one of my favorite pieces, and it's going to really apply to what I'm going to talk about today. Some good news I'm going to share with you. It reads, do it anyway, on page 125. If you don't have a copy of the book, this is a book you want to have in your library. It's a book of 1-minute motivational messages that you can read in a minute or a couple minutes and will lift your spirits. Do it anyway. People are unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, some people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Well, do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest people with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest people with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs but follow only top dogs. Fight for the underdog anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build it anyway. People really need help, but might attack you if you help them. Help people anyway. Give the world your best you've got, and you'll sometimes get kicked in the teeth. Give the best you've got anyway. Do good and love, and people will laugh at you and call you names. Do good and love anyway, because love never fails. Ooh, I love that piece. Do good anyway. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Doing good, even in tough times. And it's good news. So reading that, I want to encourage you to do good anyway. Do it anyway. And you will be blessed as a result of it. Now, every week I give you an update of the stat of the week. If you're looking on television, regular news reports, then you're hearing how many people got killed and how many people infected and how many people died as a result of the coronavirus crisis. How many people were infected and how many people died. That's a stat they give you. But I don't give you that stat. I'm not going to give you how many people got infected or how many people died. I'm going to give you the more important stat. How many people recovered and are at home with their families. Yes, that's good news. And this week, it's up dramatically this week. Over 12,600,000 people are at home with their families. 12,600,000. It jumped from 10 million to 2 more million, jumped up. This is awesome. Awesome. So I want to continue to give you that good news. Remember that we've got to do our parts. I want everybody to do your part. Wash your hands, stay socially distanced, and put your mask on. I have my mask here somewhere, but put your mask on when you go out and be diligent about it. Everybody doing their little part, and we'll save lives. and we'll get through this together. All right, so that's great. So 12,600,000. Wow. Now let me give you some good news stories that caught my attention this week. First story is one that you can hear on my Sirius XM show. This whole month, we're dedicating this one show because it's one of the most powerful programs I've ever done. I've been on Sirius XM almost 15 years now, and I've had lots of great, incredible shows, but this one was different because usually I interview one person for an hour, whether it's General Colin Powell or Gladys Knight or John Maxwell or Dennis Kimbrough or Bill Marriott. I have all of these great interviews, and I interview them 1 hour per week. Well, this time I'm interviewing a group of people. I'm interviewing a group of people who inspire me and will inspire you. Harris Rosen is the founder of Rosen Hotels. And some years ago, 27 years ago now, he was sitting in his office at his big desk, thinking about his next big hotel project. He's created a hotel empire in Florida, in Orlando. If you've ever been to Orlando, you've seen the Rosen Hotels. Big, beautiful, palatial hotels all over Orlando. And he said he was sitting at this desk, and an inspiration came in his mind. Wow, a guy from Brooklyn who went to the Army, came out, worked for a little hotel chain, got fired, drove from the West Coast to the East Coast in a beat up car, got to New York to apply for a job at Disney. They sent him to Florida to do a second interview, which he had to drive that little rickety, raggedy car down to Florida. He got the job. He worked for Disney for a number of years. One day on his way home from Disney World in Florida, he saw a sign going up at a little, not fancy, but a little hotel. He went in and asked the guy, what is going on? Why are you selling? He said, I don't know how to run it well. I'm away from my family all the time. I need out. I can't. He said, what do you do? He said, I work for Disney. He said, why don't you buy my hotel? He said, well, I don't have the money. He said, we'll work a deal. Do you know what to do? Take it. And he took that little hotel, worked out a payment program or process to pay him over time. And he built that hotel into a success and then built an empire from that. Well, he's in his office saying, God, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What can I do to bless others as I've been blessed? And he said the inspiration came, help those in our community who are underserved, who might not have the opportunities you've had, the educational opportunities. And so he brought in somebody from the school system and said, I want to help some people because I've been blessed. How about helping some kids get a little help in high school to go to college? And one of the people said, you know what, that's fine, that's nice, but that's not good enough. You really want to make a difference? Help them from childhood, from preschool. And so he created a program called the Tangelo Park Program. Tangelo Park is an underserved community in the Orlando area, most minority inhabitants and residents. And he started a child care through high school, working with kids, preparing them for a life after high school in college. And then he pays for their full college tuition. Anybody who starts and goes through the program and stays with the program, he will pay for their full college. And over 27 years, he has put 157 young people through college. No expenses whatsoever. Not books, not tuition, not room, not board, not food, not travel. He pays complete everything. And now many of those people are educators, professionals, corporate leaders, and now they are doing the same for people in their communities because of the inspiration of Harris Rosen. It's an incredible, incredible interview. If you have not heard it, you can hear it on my Sirius XM show, or you can go to my podcast, Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. It was just loaded to the podcast. Listen to it. I'm telling you, I was in tears as I did this interview. I was so full because of not just Harris Rosen was on the interview, and not just his corporate director, but the counselor who worked with these kids at the high school level. She didn't work for Rosen. She was a high school counselor, but she had a heart for giving to these young people, helped them to do the scholarships, the applications, helped them to work out the details, stayed on them when they were falling off, and encouraged them when they couldn't see the dream for themselves. As one young lady said, they believed in me before I believed in myself. And then after Harris Rosen, his Chuck Dubin, and Juanita Reed, who were the three adults. We had three of the young people who've been through the program. And one is an educator now. She's the dean of a middle school. One is working on her master's. She works for Sherwin-Williams as a human resource professional. And one is a financial planner with Equitable. What incredible stories. And they're all back involved with their communities. You've got to hear this. That's about giving back. We can all give back. It doesn't have to be a big scholarship, but you can do a little something for somebody else because it makes a difference. I always like to say, if you try and put a little perfume on somebody else, you can't help but get some on yourself. So we want you to hear that interview. Now, with that said, I want to tell you about one of the good news stories beyond that I found on the internet this week for people who are wanting to be inspired. One of them is about smiling. And the other one is about a family who took a young man and changed his life. The impact of giving on life. Gopal Vakode was 12 years old when he met the Hansen family, who were holidaying in Goa in a part of India, where he was walking 10 miles a day selling peanuts to tourists in the southwest coast of India. Sometimes he'd sleep on the beach, and other nights in a tent on the side of the road, providing for his three younger siblings and his mom. He asked the tourist couple, Carol Thomas and Colin Hansen, and the sister-in-law, Linda Hansen, if they'd like to buy some peanuts. They didn't much more than buy peanuts, taking him shopping for clothes and food for his family of 5. They sent money from the UK for food and supplies and paid for the family to live in a rented home in Goa every monsoon season. And then they would come to visit every couple months, a few months at a time. Well, time went on. It was a stock improvement for the family, and because mother would have to scavenge for plastic bags she'd sell for rupees, and it allowed the kids to go back to school. At the age of 19, Gopal began visiting his foster family in the UK for months at a time. And on one trip, he joined the local cricket team at a match at the All-Scott Army barracks. It was there that a brigadier general saw him play and asked him if he would consider joining the British Army. And Gopal leaped at the chance to repay the people in the country that had saved him and his family. 10 years later, he was able to move to the UK, and there he lives now. He has a wife, a family, and he feels like he's the luckiest kid in the world. He wanted to join that army unit to make his foster family proud of him and say thanks to them and the country for everything they did. And he said, I will forever be in debt, but joining the army was a way of repaying them for something important in my world. He said, I had no food one day. I had nowhere to live, but they gave me what I didn't have, and they blessed me. And now I'm able to bless others. And the UK family, his foster family, said the Hansons said they could not be more happy. He has made us extremely proud of what he has achieved in the army and his family. He's a good businessman, all because we just poured a little bit in. Now we're seeing the dividends over the long haul. So what a great story. And They say that it makes a difference. Look, instead of buying peanuts, we bought them lunch. We took them shopping. We gave them some clothes. We bought them some supplies. And we blessed him with our encouragement. And now we see the result. I'm saying to you, the power of giving back and making a difference, just as Harris Rosen has done, I believe we all can do, because it does something for us. You know, my friend Nido Cobain, if you've ever heard me talk about Nido, he's one of my mentors. Nido is the president of High Point University. He's a multimillionaire, but he has a foundation that's given hundreds of scholarships, put kids through school all over the country, as well as he gives annually about $10 million to scholarships at High Point University, where he's the president. And he is such a giver, but he understands the importance because he came from Lebanon. His mama sent him from Lebanon to America with $50 in his pocket. And so when you get there, walk with the great, talk with the great, learn from the great, and you will be great. And he did that. And he was trying to find a way to go to school. He was working 2 jobs, and some benefactor, who he to this day does not know, saw him from afar and said, I'm gonna help that young man, and paid his tuition to go to undergrad so he could get an undergrad degree. He went on and paid his way through getting his MBA, and went on to start a speaking business and a consulting business and a coaching business, and became a multimillionaire. He now is a bank owner. He was a bank owner, and then he sold his bank to BB&T, and now is with Truist on their board of directors, the longest serving board of director on the board of directors for the Truist. He also is on the board of Lazy Boy. He's on the board of numerous big corporations, and he's the owner of the Great Harvest Bread Company, as well as owning massive amounts of real estate across the state of North Carolina and the South. He said, there's a great quote, you should give without remembering and will receive without ever forgetting. And so that's what I want you to do. Just give this time to be a blessing to others through these tough times. Do something to give to somebody, help somebody, because it will bless you. And one other thing I want to talk about blessing you is the power of your smile. In this challenging time, one of the things I've told you over and over again, if you've listened to me, is the importance of starting your day with something positive, something upbeat. And so it has an impact on you, on your attitude. You got to jumpstart your attitude some days. Some days you might wake up and you're not quite as perky and cheery as usual. You might be a little bit down in the dumps. So what I'm encouraging people to do is a couple of things, which I do. Every day I wake up, I have a routine. I wake up, I look up, I say, thank you. I got another one. Come on now. I got another one. I got another day. And then I roll out of bed. I fall on my knees. I thank God. I pray for my wife and my family. I ask God to put a hedge around them and keep them from hurt, harm, and danger. To bless them when they're rising up, they're laying down, they're going out, they're coming in. Put a hedge around them, keep them from hurt, harm, and danger, and bless them that day. All my friends and family members. Then, after I go to the bathroom, come back, then I read some scripture, just something to inspire me. Then I listen to something positive. Typically, I'll listen to one of my motivational messages. If you're not on my newsletter, you could get, you're missing out, because you can get a daily 1-minute motivational message Monday through Friday via video. Or you can also find me on radio on the Get Up Morning with Erica Campbell radio show on the Radio 1 network in multiple cities around the country, almost 50 cities. And that is at 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central. So you can do the radio, you can get the 1-minute video if you're on my newsletter, or you can go to my Facebook page or my YouTube page and get some motivation. Make it a part of your daily routine, but don't stop there. No. There's the next thing I tell people to do is say good morning to at least 10 people every day. I go out every morning, whether I'm going out for a walk or going out for a bike ride, I put my mask on, but I walk by people, I say, good morning, 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 good morning. Now, I make a point of looking for people to say good morning to, because I know that the more I say it, the better I feel. And some people will say good morning back. Some will say nothing. Some will grunt. And it's okay, because I'm not saying it for them. I'm saying it for me. The more I hear good morning, the better I feel. If I've heard good morning 10 times, which is my goal every day, at least 10 times, then I'm on my way to a good morning. And if I had a good morning, then that's a starting point of a good day. And if I have a good day and repeat that 7 times, I had a good week. And I repeat that week 4 times, I had a good month. And I repeat that month 12 times, I had a good year. Even in challenging years, I've got to work on my attitude, my thinking, my smile. Smile about life. That's what I want to talk about next. Got to smile. When you're smiling, oh, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. That's what you've heard that song. Well, a new survey was done recently of 2,000 Americans and found that half of the respondents believed it had been important during the pandemic to find things to smile about in order to stay positive because they felt better. And they say that they can easily get a lift when they smile at others. And if smile back, that's great. But if they get a smile out, that's good. 56% says seeing someone else look happy improves their mood. So you do it for yourself, but if you can get somebody else to smile, it improves your mood. And in recent months, 31% have said many made more of an effort to smile at others because of the impact it had on others. Oh, that's good. And after being in quarantine, exposed to possibly more negativity than on average, 37% of those polled went to actively find more things to beam about following the lockdown. And a third vowed to have more of a positive outlook in the future. They're not going to let this be what they are going to just let it pass. Look, I got this great quote this week from my friend Les Brown. He said there are going to be 3 types of people that come out of this because they have great opportunities that are built in every crisis. As I said on my speech, if you haven't heard my speech for the National Speakers Association last Sunday, that was the 2nd, Sunday the 2nd. If you didn't hear my speech, it's on my newsletter. We give it away, but it's probably online somewhere. NSA, how to turn a setback into an incredible comeback. Anyway, though, I talk about don't waste a crisis. It's a mistake to waste a crisis. Well, my friend Les Brown said there are going to be 3 types of people to come out of this crisis. There are going to be some who take advantage of the opportunity to become billionaires and take full advantage, because out of every crisis, there's some companies and organizations and businesses that are built. Microsoft, Facebook, Disney, they all came out of crisis times. So there'll be some billionaires. Then there'll be some millionaires, people who took advantage and built their own business. But then there'll be those who just witness it. Oh, wasn't that interesting? They looked at it but did nothing. So this is a great time to look for some new opportunities. So I'm saying to you, you make that choice. Well, I made a choice to make a commitment to not waste this crisis, learn through it. So many people are going to say, you know what, this is a great time to vow to be better, come out of this better, following this lockdown, and have a more positive perspective in the future, particularly a time when it's important to stay self-confident, emotionally aware, and see the positives in every moment by sharing your smile, your positive attitude. Work on it, talk about it, do it, get excited about it. More than a third of American poll believe that they have smiled more with age. So maybe we all have something to look forward to. The older you get, the more you will learn to smile. Well, maybe because you're blessed to get to be older, to get to see another day, to see your children and maybe your grandchildren. The impact can be influential and incredible for the rest of your life. So I'm encouraging you to smile. Take a moment right now. Smile. That's right. I don't care whether you got 32, 22, or 2. Take a moment. Smile, smile, smile. Look at somebody to smile and say, hey, God bless you. Good morning. Even if it's afternoon, say good morning. Even if it's evening, good morning. This is a beautiful day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. On this Saturday morning, you've got an opportunity to make this a great day, a great weekend, and go into a great week. It's your choice. What are you going to do with it? You've got to understand it starts with your attitude. That's why we do this Jolly Good News, to work on your thinking, your attitude, your inspiration, your information that will uplift you and empower you, because we've got enough bad news, sad news, depressing news, discouraging news. We need some good news. Don't you agree? That's why you're looking. Do me a favor, make sure to tell everybody. Tune in every week, make it part of your routine. And if you can't watch it at the prescribed time, we got it So we'll put it out so you can access it on the Facebook page, on YouTube. We have a whole Jolly Good News channel. Oh, by the way, I want to thank all of you who've been making donations to Jolly Good News. You know, I do this because I want to bless other people, and we're raising money so we can expand this to more avenues, more places, more eyes, more ears. So if this is a blessing to you, go to jollygoodnews.org, jollygoodnews.org. Make a donation. I don't care what you donate. Whatever you donate, I'll be grateful for it, because it all starts to add up. And when it adds up, we'll be able to buy some more television time and buy some more equipment to make it even better. We're gonna up the look of this real soon. I'm raising money for that. We want to put my book, A Setback and Setup for a Comeback, into prisons, so that people in prisons will realize that their past does not equal their future, that they can turn it around, they can change. We want to put my youth video into schools. We want to be able to bless schools and keep young people from going to prison in the first place. We want to encourage people with some scholarships. I'm making a commitment to the African American Museum of History so that we can show that racism does not have to continue, that we can show that people who have been maybe mistreated and had all sorts of unjust things happen, unequal treatment of the law, will be understanding their history and will be able to show that the best is still yet to come. I want to encourage you to be a part of our community. I want to thank those who've done it, and if you can, I appreciate it if you go to jollygoodnews.org. Also, make sure to go to jollygoodnews.org if you know anybody who's struggling with cancer. Make sure to let them hear the Cancer Survivors and Thrivers interview I did on my XM show that gives them tips and ideas on how to beat it. Oh, so many have said it worked. It had an impact. So go and do that. Well, we are now going to be taking my show. A friend of mine, Devin Stewart, is the president of Livestream. He said, I know you don't have any money yet to put it up on TV, so why don't you put it on Livestream, and I'll do it for you free. So now we're going to be keeping the show to around 27 minutes so we can get it in his time frames and put it up on Livestream television while we're working on expanding it to even more places. We thank you, Devin Stewart, and everybody at Livestream Television, and we want to encourage everybody who is watching this to tune in to Livestream. They're doing some big and bold and great and grand things. I applaud them. I want to thank you. I want to thank all of you. Remember, Monday nights, 9 o'clock, my wife and I do Happily Married Monday with the Jollies on Facebook Live, and then got this every Saturday morning, Monday through Friday. If you're on my newsletter, you get a free video that will encourage you. 1 minute of motivation and power. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Our time is up. And I want to thank you for yours. You have only just a minute. Only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon you, can't refuse it. You didn't seek it, you didn't choose it. But it's up to you to use it. You must suffer if you lose it. Give account if you abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but your eternities are wrapped up in it. God bless you. May heaven smile upon you, and I'll see you next week, 10 o'clock, Saturday morning. Have a great day. God bless you.